this yours?
No,
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
The diamond rings, yeah. You make a lot of money and you make it fast. You get busted, you going straight to a jail cell.
Good evening. The king is dead. Pablo Escobar, the Colombian drug king, who was for years one of the world's most wanted men, was gunned down today by Colombian police in the Colombian city of Medellin. His drug cartel was named for the city he controlled for so long. He was only 44, old enough for cocaine to have made him one of the richest men in the world, rich and ruthless enough to have hundreds of people who got in his way killed, from people who ran drugs to people who ran the country. Here's ABC's Mark Potter.
Police say Escobar was killed near a shopping mall in Medellin, Colombia. He was shot to death by members of an elite police squad that had been searching for him since he escaped from this prison outside Medellin a year and a half ago. Colombia's prosecutor general called Escobar's killing excellent for the country. U.S. drug agents said it also was good for the United States, where he faced numerous charges.
Imagine if you were born into a poor family, living in poverty and helping their family for money. Still, when you grow up, you become a billionaire, having a luxury car, a beautiful woman, and a large mansion, because you are the most wanted drug lord by DEA and CIA. This is the stories of the world's most dangerous criminal, a folk hero, a wannabe president, a good father, and a psychopath. His name is Don Pablo Escobar. Pablo Emilio Escobar Carrera, a third of the 7 children, was born on the 1st of December 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia, to a poor Roman Catholic family. His father, Abel de Jesus Dari Escobar Eriche, was a farmer, and his mother, Hermina de los Dorodos Carrera Berros, was an elementary school teacher. Escobar left the schools when he bored the school system and opened a little bicycle repair shop. He searched for discarded bicycles or motorcycle parts and fixed these bicycles and motorcycles for cheap, but he knows that these legal activities was too do for him. So he closed these bicycle repair shops and entered a world of crime. Escobar committed many crimes like grave robberies, selling contraband cigarettes and fake lottery tickets, kidnapping, grand theft auto, scam, and ransom. In 1971, he worked for a local contraband dealer named Avalo Preto. He imported a coca paste from the neighboring countries and sold it to a local crime boss named Fabio Respresto. 2 months later, Fabio got murdered. And in 1972, Escobar co-founded Cartel de Medellin or the Medellin Cartel with 5 other criminals: Carlos Lader, Jose Gonzalo Rodriguez Casa, Gustavo Garcia, and the Walkway's brother. In 1975, Pablo started developing his cocaine operation, flying out planes several times, mainly between Colombia and Panama, along smuggling routes into the United States. He bought 15 bigger airplanes, including a Learjet, and 6 helicopters for transportations of cocaine into the United States. In 1976, Escobar married a 15-year-old teenage girl named Maria Victoria Helena Vallejo and had 2 children. Usually, in Colombia, the legal age that you can marry is 18 years old. In May of the same year, Escobar and several of his men were arrested and found in possession of 18 kilograms of white paste. attempted to return to Medellin with a heavy load from Ecuador. Initially, Bravo tried to bind the Medellin judge to form a case against him and was unsuccessful. After many months of legal wrangling, he ordered the murders of the two arresting officers, and the case were getting dropped. The phrase called plata o plomo, or in Spanish mean silver or lead, became his signatures. When he deals with the rival cartels or the police officer, he will say this phrase.
Noticia que le inyecta ese veneno morboso y dañino y que ataca a las personas. En realidad no quería ser duro en mis expresiones con el periódico El Espectador, pero ustedes han visto los ataques y las calumnias que ha estado lanzando últimamente contra nuestros programas. Quiero informar a la opinión pública que el señor ministro de Justicia tiene un plazo de 24 horas para que presente las pruebas concretas de la sindicación que me hizo en el día de ayer en la Cámara de Representantes. Yo no busco, y mi anhelo no es que haya un enfrentamiento entre el pueblo colombiano. Yo busco la paz y siempre he predicado la paz y he anhelado la paz. Es que el ministro de Justicia le ha mentido al país aproximadamente 6 veces. Primero, le mintió al país cuando dijo que no conocía al señor Evaristo Porras. Segundo, le mintió al país cuando dijo que no había recibido cheques personales del señor Evaristo Porras. Tercero, le mintió al país cuando dijo que Pablo Escobar había sido el fundador del MAS. Cuarto, le mintió al país cuando dijo que Pablo Escobar tenía antecedentes penales en el gobierno de los Estados Unidos. También le mintió al país cuando le dijo, cuando sacó la carta del señor Bahamón, donde es una carta ingenua. Es una carta débil en argumentos, un cheque girado por $1 millón y uno no tiene conocimiento que se gira a nombre de uno. Es un argumento ingenuo y un argumento débil. Y por último, el señor ministro de Justicia le mintió al país cuando le dijo que no iba a renunciar. Vamos a ver qué pasa en estos próximos días. Siempre he asegurado que mi dinero no tiene vínculos con el narcotráfico.
In the late 1970s, Escobar was soon able to purchase 20 square kilometers of land in Antioquia for several $1 million, on which he built the Hacienda di Napoli. This luxurious house contains a zoo, a lake, a sculpture garden, a private bull ring, and other divisions for his families and the cartels. He was fascinated with exotic animals, so he imported some of the animals from Asia and Africa, such as hippos, elephants, giraffe, and many more. By the 1980s, Escobar became the unofficial king of Medellin. He owned the Medellin Police Department. 80% of the dirty monies that the Medellin cartels made from smuggling cocaine into the United States was transferred to high-end restaurants, discos, cafés, taxi company, salsa clubs, circus, and theme parks for money laundering, and became legal money. Escobar was fascinated with football when he was a child, so he built a football stadiums in his homes and owning a local football teams in Medellin called Atlético Nacional, or AN for short. The notorious cartel organizations was helping many poor people in Medellin. For example, they are giving money to poor people, sending a sicario to teach poor children, building a study-free, building a canteen, and building a water tank for people to drink and use in slum. In 1982, Escobar was elected as an alternate member of the Chambers of Representatives of Colombia as part of a slight movement called Liberal Alternative. Earlier in the campaign, he was a candidate for the Liberal Renewal movement, but had to leave it because of the firm opposition of Luis Carlos Galán. The Liberal Renewal movement supported the presidential campaign of the latter. His cartel organizations gained notoriety after controlling many drugs that entered the United States, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and Spain. The Medellin cartels was marking a relationship with many criminal organizations like the Mexican cartel, such as the defunct Guadalajara cartel, the Gulf cartel, and Galician clan in Spain. and even Pablo Escobar was the main inspiration for the next Mexican drug lord, Joaquim El Chapo Guzman.
Los guerrilleros que se tomaron el Palacio de Justicia tenían provisiones, ropa, comida, drogas suficientes para pasar varias semanas dentro del edificio. El comando del M-19 está dirigido por Andrés Almarales. Allí también está Luis Otero, que fue el que planeó el asalto a la Embajada Dominicana. El interior del Palacio de Justicia quedó completamente destruido. 2 tanques del ejército están en el patio interior del edificio. Aún quedan muchas personas en diferentes oficinas. Se estima en 10 los magistrados que son mantenidos como rehenes por el M-19.
El asalto comenzó a las 11:40. Los guerrilleros entraron a las oficinas del primer piso y ordenaron a sus ocupantes tirarse al piso. 2 celadores que trataron de impedir la entrada fueron muertos. La fuerza pública respondió. Y así se desarrollaron los hechos hoy en Bogotá, que se encuentra, como el resto del país, asombrado por la osadía y la acción suicida del M-19.
El Palacio de Justicia está ubicado entre las carreras 7ª y 8ª con calles 11 y 12. La Casa de Nariño, sede de la Presidencia de la República, se encuentra al sur, entre las mismas carreras, a 300 metros. Antes de llegar al Palacio de Justicia, si se sale del despacho presidencial por la 7ª hacia el norte, se encuentra el Capitolio, sede del Congreso de la República, al frente del mismo Palacio de Justicia y separado únicamente por la Plaza de Bolívar. Al costado oriental o derecho, si se sigue con el mismo sentido norte, está la Catedral y el Palacio Arzobispal, sede del gobierno de la Iglesia Católica en Bogotá. Al otro costado, al occidente, está la Alcaldía de Bogotá.
El Senado de la República expidió una resolución condenando el atentado al Palacio de Justicia. La Cámara de Representantes se reunió en forma extraordinaria. El presidente Betancourt se reúne con sus ministros y toda Colombia se mantiene esperando el desenlace de este atentado.
In 1985, Escobar ordered the M19 movement, a far-left terrorist organization, to storm the Palace of Justice in Bogotá. The M19 is paying to break into the palace and burns up papers and files on los extraditables. A group of cocaine smugglers was under threat of being extradited to the United States by the Colombian government. Escobar was listed as a part of los extraditables. The reasons that Escobar sent M19s to storm the Palace of Justice is that Escobar ordered his sicarios to assassinate half of the judges on the court. In 1986, during President Virgilio Branco created a unit of the National Police called the Search Block to fight against corruption and hunting Pablo Escobar, with corroborations from the United States and government of Colombia, GEA, CIA, and the National Army. On the 18th of August 1989, Luis Carlos Galán was assassinated by the Medellin cartel sicarios. The motive was unsolved, but the most infamous atrocities that the Medellin cartels have ever done will begin.
Listo. En la tarde de hoy en Bogotá. La caja negra del avión que se convierte en pieza.
Tiene las 7 para Soraya. Oye, voy a cambiar un cable.
¿Dónde la nacionalidad? ¿Dónde es la nacionalidad? ¿Dónde dice la nacionalidad?
On the 27th of November 1989, the world was shocked when Avianca Flight 203 from El Dorado International Airport in Bogota to Alfonso Boruna Arrigon International Airport in Cali was explosive. A bomb destroyed its overs of municipality of Socha. On the 27th of November 1989, all 107 people on board, as well as 3 people on the ground, were killed. Especially the motives that Escobar wants to assassinate Cesar Augusto Gaviria Trujillo, a Colombian presidential candidate and a politician, but it's failed. That is the 3rd time to the plane bombings in the 80s since Air India Flight 182 bombing in 1985 by Babar Khalsa, a Sikh extremist group, and Pan Am Flight 103 bombing in 1988 that perpetrated by a Libyan government that led by Muammar Gaddafi. After a horrific terror attack on the 27th of November at 7:30 a.m. on the 6th of December, Dash building was blew, killing 63 and injuring many more. It made the Colombian government angry, so they arrested him, but Escobar said that he didn't want to go to US prison, but he wanted to build his prison. Escobar built his prisons called La Catedral, surrounded by the national armies and mercenary groups from around the world. The prison was relatively not to be a prison, but it looks like a castle, features a football pitch, giant dollhouse, bars, jacuzzis, and waterfall. Escobar also had a telescope installed that allowed him to look down onto the cities of Medellin to his daughter's residence, on the phones with her, and he can operate his cartel while he was in the prison, which prompted the government to attempt to move him to a more conventional jails. On the 22nd of July 1992, Escobar infiltrated all of him to discover the plans in advance and makes a successful escape to spend the remainder of his life evading the police. A vigilante group known as Los Pepes was found. The mission of the Los Pepes is helping the search blocks and Cali cartels, hunt Pablo Escobar, and execute a lot of Medellin cartel sicarios. Even a woman and children who was the members of the Medellin cartels were get killed too. After escaping from prison, Escobar knew that Los Pepes killed his associate. He would stay only in his safe house and be afraid to exit his safe house. However, on the 2nd of December 1993, one day after his birthday, a Colombian electronic surveillance team led by Brigante Hugo Martinez used radio relation technologies to track his cell phone's transmissions and found him hiding in Los Ovilos, a middle-class barrios in Medellin.
Aló. Hola, Pablo Escobar. Le quiero pedir un favor muy grande en nombre del país. Sí. ¿Por qué no hacemos algo para que se entregue y le garanticen la vida y se pueda dar
se colocan un carro bomba y vuelan una manzana.
Me aparecen muertos, que le mato la mamá y los primos y hasta el hijueputa ese marica cree que es porque es policía, que si yo le tengo miedo a ese hijueputa, ¿o qué?
Aló, bueno, aquí en la otra línea tengo al señor Pablo Escobar, que dice que quiere hablar con usted.
¿Cómo se logró que la fiscalía los protegiera? Ahí viene una pregunta que dice, ¿cómo se logró que la fiscalía los protegiera? Sí, tranquilo. ¿Había algún compromiso por parte de ustedes con la fiscalía? Esa es otra pregunta. Por ejemplo, la entrega de su padre.
Listo, de todas maneras, cuídense mucho, usted sabe que todos lo necesitamos.
Esté tranquilita, mi amor, yo no tengo otro incentivo en la vida sino luchar por ustedes. Y yo estoy metido en una cueva, estoy muy seguro, ya salimos de la parte difícil.
¿Se habló con alguien de la fiscalía para la reubicación de ustedes en el exterior?
The search blocks of 8 men raid his houses by blowing the door open and pushing him as he ran to the roof with trying to escape them, as well as engaging in a firefight with Escobar and his lugartenientes. However, his lugartenientes was gunned down when he tried to run on the rooftop. Escobar tried to flee from his safe house. Finally, he got hit by the police snipers and he went down. The photos of Pablo Escobar stayed released in the newspaper. Many Colombians celebrated that the monsters of Medellin was dead. The operation leader said, "Viva la Colombia! We killed that stupid motherfucking Pablo Escobar!" But some theories said that Pablo Escobar was committed suicide. But for me, Escobar was gunned down by the sniper. The funerals of Pablo Escobar became one of the largest funerals in Colombian history. Many people attended his funerals because the Robin Hood image that Escobar has cultivated maintained a lasting influence on the cities of Medellin. His wife, Maria Hernando, Orihuela brothers to negotiate for her son's life by personality, graduating. He would not seeking revenge against the cartels or participated in the illegal drug trade. This attitude provides why the Cali cartels did not kill her and her children. After Pablo's death, however, the group demanded millions of dollars in reparations for Escobar's wars against them. In 1995, his family changed their names and live in Argentina for this day. Hacienda de Nápoles turns into the theme parks. To this day, many Colombians say that Pablo Escobar was a folk hero, like Simón Bolívar, a Venezuelan freedom fighters who fought against the Spanish Empire for the independence of Colombia and Venezuela. One of the essential heritage that Escobar has given is cocaine hippo. In 2007, the hippos were mutilated to 16 and took to roam the areas for food in the nearby Magdalena River. And in early 2014, there are reports being 14 hippopotamus in Puerto Trofino that made cocaine hippos became an iconic tourist attraction in Colombia. His older brother Roberto founded Escobar's Inc. The company was infamous for various scams for selling phones and flame. And in popular cultures, Escobar has been the subject of several books, films, and television shows. Many actors have praised these infamous drug lords like Javier Bardem, Benicio del Toro, and many more. but the most accurate portrayal of Pablo Escobar is a Brazilian actor, Wagner Moura, in the Netflix crime drama series Narcos, which made him nominated for Golden Globes Award for Best Actors in Television Series Drama. And there was one of the interviews of Escobar's sons on the Norwegian-Swedish television show called Sauerland. If you want to watch these interviews, I will put a link on the description. And in the future, I will opening social media accounts like Discord, Patreons, Twitch, and Twitter. For Patreons, I will be making expectations to be an uncut versions of a histories of the Narcos and early videos for the members. Thank you for watching these episodes. And if some of the parts were inaccurate, then I will sorry about that. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe from me. And goodbye.